The weight of shadows. I watched the twilight stretch across the city as I walked home, feeling as though I was the only one tethered to the world beneath the luminous moon. The shadows flitting across the sidewalk seemed to breathe, alive in their own way, and I made a point to step carefully around them, as if they were fragile creatures that bore the weight of countless unseen struggles. I shoved my hands deep into my pockets, hoping to fend off the biting chill, but the rattle of my medication was a constant reminder of the struggles weighing heavy on my heart, a reminder of something lurking just beneath the surface. I passed the bar where I'd spent the evening among vibrant laughter and clinking glasses, blissfully unaware of the darkness that awaited me outside. Almost home, I told myself. But the familiar destination no longer brought the comfort it used to. As I moved past the exuberant college students celebrating their team's triumph, I pulled my beanie down over my eyes, keenly aware that my presence would go unnoticed, lost amid their jubilance. The winter wind whisked away the few tears that dared to escape, capturing them in its icy gusts, much like I felt captured in my own despair. Entering my building was like stepping into an empty void, the echo of solitude wrapping around me tighter than the cold. The homeless man settled on our stairs barely stirred as I passed him, another shadow in my path. I climbed the flights of stairs, 1, 2, 3, thoughts swirling in my head like leaves caught in a restless breeze. What would I tell Tommy? I rummaged through my pockets for my keys, the cold metal sending a shiver up my spine. The key slipped from my fingers, landing silently at my feet. I watched it fall, wishing my mind could find a moment of stillness. What would I tell Tommy? A flicker of light cut through my reverie, shining down on the dropped key, offering an unintended source of clarity. Suddenly, the door swung open, pouring warmth and intensity into the stillness around me. Where have you been? Tommy's voice, a mix of concern and urgency, pulled me into the moment. A gentle yet firm hand gripped my coat, guiding me inside. The familiar sound of my medication calling to me felt more pronounced amidst the tension, a language only those burdened by invisible ailments could fully comprehend. Matteo. I met his worried blue eyes, feeling my breath hitch. My voice faltered, trapped in my throat, the weight of the polluted Manhattan air heavy against my lungs. He brushed my cheek lightly, grounding me as I struggled to gather the words I had rehearsed since that terrible day in the clinic. You look terrible. He enveloped me in his arms and led me toward the couch, my outward worry barely matching the turmoil inside. I could only manage a weak response, Tommy. Stage fright took hold, my heart racing as he searched my eyes for the truth. I could see his concern morph into something deeper and darker. He was waiting for answers that I had yet to provide. We don't have to talk now, he whispered gently. We can wait until you're ready. He knew this battle was one of the most difficult conversations to navigate. Please, don't leave, I pleaded. The moment hung between us, charged with unsaid words and unmeasured fears. With a nod, he settled back onto the couch beside me, and I felt his silent support as I gathered my thoughts. I was exhausted, not just from the cold, but from everything the night had forced me to face. I'm not going to get better, I choked out, the tears that had been frozen now breaking free along with my resolve. His hand remained on my forehead, brushing back my messy hair as if to shield me, but I could see the weight of my words settle heavily on his heart. He swallowed hard, absorbing what I had just taken the plunge to say. Do you have it? He stammered, the gravity of his question pulling us both into unknown depths. In the dimness of our shared living space, the query reverberated like a bell tolling in the distance. Yes, I whispered, the word escaping like a soft breeze. And, you might need to get tested too. A chill ran through me, not from the biting air but from the uncertainty flooding our future, like the inevitability of a storm. I watched Tommy, anguish spilling from his eyes as the realization of my confession began to settle in. I felt the warmth of his spirit mix with the frigid reality we now faced, the comfort we offered replaced by vulnerability and fear. Pushing myself up with effort, I grabbed Tommy's shoulder and guided him back against me, allowing my own strength to provide a moment of solace in the chaos. I held him close, letting his soft sobs resonate within me as we faced a new reality forged in the silence of our shadows. For now, we found solace in each other's presence, navigating the intricate dance of fear and hope, ready to confront whatever lay ahead together. As we sat there, a tangled mass of emotions, I could sense the weight of uncertainty pressing down on both of us. I wrapped both arms around Tommy, as if trying to shield him from the storm brewing in our lives. I wanted to be his anchor, even as the ground felt unsteady beneath me. Tommy, I don't want to add to your pain, I said softly, fighting to keep my voice steady. I never wanted to put you in this position. You deserve so much more than this. He pulled away just enough to meet my gaze, his blue eyes shining with a mix of fear and compassion. Matteo, please. This isn't just about you. It's about us. We're in this together, remember? He cupped my cheek in his palm, his touch tender yet firm. Whatever comes, we face it as a team. I knew he meant it. It was a promise that had always been at the heart of our relationship. Yet, the gravity of the moment made every word feel heavier. But what if, my voice cracked, the fear taking form in my thoughts, what if I drag you down with me? Tommy shook his head, the resolve in his expression unwavering. You won't. The only thing that could ever pull me down is losing you. I'd rather go through anything with you than face life without you. His heartfelt words pierced through the veil of despair looming over me, igniting a small flicker of hope. I'm scared, Tommy, I admitted, my voice trembling. Scared of everything. Of what's happening to me, what's happening to us. I am too, he confessed, leaning closer again, bridging the space between us. But we'll face it together. We will get through the testing, the waiting, whatever it throws at us. You're not alone in this. The vulnerability in our embrace began to shift into something solid, an unbreakable bond forged from trust and love. I nodded, grateful for the warmth of his belief. It was a lifeline I desperately needed amidst the uncertainty. With deep breaths to steady myself, I asked, what's our next step? We need to figure out what to do now. Tommy smiled softly, the light in his demeanor a gentle balm against my fears. We'll make an appointment first thing tomorrow. We face it head on, Matteo. No more delays or dodges. We need to know what we are dealing with. The thought of taking that first step filled me with a sense of dread, but his confidence anchored me. Together, we would face whatever awaited us, even if the unknown felt overwhelmingly daunting. As the shadows outside our window deepened and the city lights flickered to life, I realized that we were not captives of our circumstances but pioneers navigating the fog of uncertainty. The map before us was blank, but we would write our own story, one day at a time. Let's get some sleep, Tommy suggested, his voice still threaded with warmth. Tomorrow is a new beginning, no matter how terrifying. I leaned back, pulled by a sense of fatigue that was both physical and emotional. Tommy lay down beside me, resting his head on my chest, and I could feel the rhythm of his heartbeat syncing with my own, a shared cadence that steeled my resolve. Together, I whispered, allowing the weight of my fears to lift, even if just a little. As darkness enveloped us, I closed my eyes, determined to embrace the journey ahead, hold on to hope, and trust in our love. Because even in the depths of uncertainty, I wasn't alone. We would weather this storm, and together, perhaps we could find a way to the light weaving through the shadows. No matter what lay ahead, I held on to that thought, willing it to guide us through the night.